Okay, here we are again. It's Friday Night 9 Ball, and this is a losers match. Let's have a quick look at the bracket. This is the losers side match. It's a losers side semi-final because Gary B is in the losers final, and this is to see who meets Gary B in that final. So it's a race to 5 in the losers side. It's a handicap tournament, remember. And looking across in the winner's side, if we can get across there, we will see that Larry is sitting there waiting in the final. He's going to have a little wait while these two matches are done or completed. So let's join the match, and we see that Dizzle has been given a rack start in the race to 5. And we've got Real Poland Power again for the remainder of this video. His name will be Stub. And he should run out here quite comfortably. He didn't want to get dead straight on this, and he has got himself a bit straight, but he's okay just to cut this in. And so that rack ties the match up at 1 rack all. I think we've got a dry break, and I think Dizzle can see the 1 ball. He might look at trying the combo. It's a difficult one, a bit long odds in getting this one, but he's probably going to have a go. Yeah. Now he does the 1 past the 4. It might be very, very tight. Let's have a quick look. Well, yes, it does go. It just goes and no more. It needs to be really accurate. That was well done. And this looks to be fairly easy run out. There's no obstacles in the way here, so there's no reason why you shouldn't. Well, that was a poor shot. You don't want to be leaving angles like this all the time in your shots. You'd never want to do that in real life and leave angles like that on shots. Again, this is just a wee bit straight, so he's either going to force it through or draw back. He's got a choice. Again, if he hits it too hard, this should be fairly simple just to drop this in. And so Stub takes the lead. He breaks off, and it looks very like a dry break again. Now this time though, if that 2 comes round behind the 4, well, that's probably spoiled an easier run out here for Dizzle. And the only way back to this 2 ball is top a lot of right hand English to force the cue ball off the side onto the end rail and opposite side and down like that, and that is actually a pretty good shot. That was well played, good control of pace. Played the bank, and again it's a well played shot. He's got nice control in the cue ball, sitting nicely on the 3. You might try and just check this off the rail just to hold it for the 4, and you see what happens. Oh, that almost hung up. I'm looking for problems here, but I don't see any. Well, Dizzle's just created one for himself, and this is missable. But he pots it clean, and still he's got a wee bit awkward shot, so he's probably just going to take this long. Yeah, just take it long into the corner. Now he may well want to stun this and try and bring the cue ball just out into the middle so he's got 8 into the top right, but if he stuns this hard again, he's got to be really accurate, and in this case he's just left it into the middle, so he's just going to do a soft drawback here. That was well done. He had to get it. And so it's now 2 racks all, and Stubb, as gracious as normal, says he was lucky, and he knows fine well he wasn't. And I don't think they're having much luck in the break, these guys, from what I've seen so far. That's another dry break. Well, I think from the angle he's got in this one, his only option is just to draw back and try and get nice position on this 2 to play the combo in the 3. And that's just a wee bit too hard. Would have liked a straighter shot in this 2, but it doesn't look a really difficult combo because, you know, they're quite close to the pocket. That was well done. And now probably a little draw across the table, as long as he draws far enough. That looks to be okay. Now is he going to leave the long 5, because he has to have the right angle on it if he's going to do that, so he can get to this 6 ball. It looks a wee bit straight. He's going to have to move the cue ball a bit. Well, that was better angle than it looked. So the problem ball is getting from the 8 to the 9. And he's left a perfect angle on the 8 ball. Just roll the 8 in, follow through with the cue ball, and it'll come off the side rail, finish in the end rail, and that's perfect. So that's 2 racks in a row here for Dizzle. And he now leads by 3 racks to 2. Remember, this is a losers side semi-final. And once again, we have no luck at all on the break. Just a nice thin little chip on that one ball there, trying to get full cover, but I think he's left something sticking out, so Dizzle could run away with the cue ball. And again, personally, I'd be playing a safety here, cutting that one ball to the side rail and right round the angles so it finishes in the end rail, but Stubbs went for the pot. And I was wondering if he could see the 2 there. Well, he can, and he's knocked a 4 in as well. And you see, this is where Virtual Pool 4 makes the game much easier, because Stubbs' positional play in a couple of these shots has been poor. But as long as he's seeing the ball and there's a chance to cut it, he's getting them in. And that's something he needs to work on, because that's probably, I mean, potting balls is what he's good at, but better positional play is what he needs. And this once again will tie the match up. Just roll the 9 in. No heroics. Well, we've got a couple of balls in the break this time. 3 balls in the break. He's got a shot in the at the 4 ball. Yep. Just come round the angles here. And he's on the 5. Again, this should be a fairly straightforward run out. Now, can he draw back on that one? I think he can. And so Stubbs goes back into the lead. 4 racks to 3, gets another ball in the break, and he's still got a shot on the 1. And the problem ball after this is the 2, but he's probably going to go right round. Well, that was terrible, that shot, because look where the cue ball finished. Played that all wrong. And he should be duly punished for that. And that's one thing I've noticed. I mean, okay, the last couple of racks there's been a ball in the break, but all of those racks where there wasn't a ball in the break, the balls broke very well. None of them were tied up. So this is going to be straightforward. And I think he can draw up the table. The angle's narrow enough to pull the cue ball back. but he's finished a bit straight on this 8, so I don't know what the actual angle is. We've probably played this with bottom and right hand side to push the cue ball up the table, and that's finished okay. Once again, we've now got a tied ball game, and it's Hill and a final rack decider, but Dizzle has the break. And 8 ball goes into the left middle pocket, and this time though he's not got a shot on the 1, so he's looking for somewhere to push. Now, had the butt angle guide still been there, Dizzle would have jumped that 2 ball, but now it's not. He's not comfortable, so he played the push out, and that's a total disaster because Stubb has banked a 1 onto the 9 and finishes the match. How about that? Stubb wins the losers side semi-final by 5 racks to 4, and Dizzle goes out the tournament. So after that losers side semi-final, and it went very quickly, we've now got the final on the losers side, and it's Gary B. In fact, both these players are from the United States. Gary B is playing Stubb, and this time Gary is getting 2 racks of a start in this handicap tourney, and he's got to make the most of them. Just check the cue ball there, just to stop it from running on, and just drop the 8 ball in, leave the cue ball more or less where the 8 ball is, and a straight 9 into the corner, and his advantage goes to 3 racks to 0. And Stubb's going to have to work hard here because he's not got many racks to play with, and to make matters worse, Gary gets a ball in the break, finishes on the 1, and probably run the cue ball into the 8 here, or he might be able to just miss it. Not the 8, the 7, he might be able to just miss it. Yeah, and not only that, he's missed a 1. So are we going to see an attempted combo in the 1 in the 9 here? Well, the 1 went into the middle, and the 9s went into the opposite middle, but there you go, that's one way to get a rack in the board and get a ball in the break as well. So it's now 3 racks to 1. Now can you pot that plain ball? Yeah, looks like it anyway. And has a nice angle on the 2. Again, that's left way too short. Okay, he'll cut it in, but positionally leaving it down at that end of the table is not good, because that then gives him less control on the cue ball, and you see what happened. So now he's going to try and pull out some crazy cut shot or go for the bank. And he's went for the cut, and sooner or later weak positional play is going to catch you out. It doesn't matter how good you are at potting balls, if you just cannot get the cue ball closer to the object ball, and you're having to play all these crazy cut shots, you're going to miss them and you're going to get punished. Now what's happening here is Gary having a connection problem because we can't see his cue and he's disconnected. Well, we're now back in action. Gary's fixed his connection. And he's hooked on the spy ball, so he's going to have to kick at it from a rail. And he's missed it. Stubbs got ball in hand. He'll just place it so he's got a nice angle to come off the top, side and across. And again, that's, well, it's getting there, it's getting there. I didn't think it had enough pace on it. You see what I mean about positional deficiencies here. That's a cut that will go down the rail, but if he had much better control on the cue ball, he'd have much better positional play, so he wouldn't have to start running balls around tables. Right, couple of balls in again, and Stubb got that rack to trail by just a 1 now. It's now 3-2 to Gary B. And this has to hit the rail, and I would suggest that well, I think we're out of sync here. It looks very like it. I think Gary is going to disconnect again. There's something going to miss. I think we might be back in action. Okay, we're having problems with this match. Gary seems to be having problems with his stability, but we're still in this 6th rack here. I'm just looking to see if we'll get any sync issues. It seems to be running okay. And Stubbs at the table on the 2 ball and probably looking to, well, play a stupid shot, that has to be said. Going for an overly ambitious cut in the 2, and well, if he pays the price, hopefully he'll learn. But I think he's actually got Gary hooked in the 2. Let's have a look. Yeah, Gary's digging out the jump cue. Good luck to him. And that's a great shot. Considering he doesn't have the cue angle guide now, that was a very good jump. Now, got to get from the 4 to the 5. And this will need a bit of power. And it needs to run. And that looks reasonably okay. And he'll probably just drop this 7 in. Well, he's left a nice angle on the 8. He can, well, he's got a choice. He can draw the 8 and bring the cue ball across for the 9, or he can follow through. It's his choice, but the less force he has to use, the better chance this ball will go in and he can get position. That's nice. And so Gary B, taking advantage of his 2 racks that he was given at the start of this match, he just finishes off the rack and he leads by 4 racks to 2. Now let's see if he has problems and disconnects this time at the end of the rack, because he seems to think that's part of the issue. But he has the break. And a wing ball goes flying into the bottom left corner as we look. Oh, now that 1-9 are set. Is he going to try and kick that off the end rail? There's a strong chance he could combo this, and he's looking at it. Yeah, it was worth having a go, but is he going to pay the price as well this time? Because it's an open table, all the balls have got pockets. And this student's enough pace to get out for the 5. I think he can see it. Again, he's at a slight angle, but he's still going to have to move the cue ball. Well, he's leaving the narrower angle shot into the middle, and he's got it, so Stubb keeps his hopes alive, brings the match back to 4 racks to 3 in Gary's favour, and also gets a dry break. And what's Gary going to do? Is he going to play the bank or try and play it safe and hide this cue ball? Needs to spin, and he didn't get the spin. Now Stubb could use that 6 ball as a stopper and bring the cue ball up behind his 7 and 8 here. Well, again he's went for something stupid. He scratched. He actually sunk the 9 ball there, so if he hadn't scratched he would have won the rack. And he must be feeling the pressure a wee bit to be going for silly shots like that. And it's given Gary ball in hand, and he's going to have a go at this combo, but it is a difficult one. Try and cut that one onto the 9 and set the bank up, and it just kept straight. And that one will not pass the 8, so he's going to have to play the combo. And he's played it well, controlled the pace of the cue ball, still nicely on the 1, come round behind the 4 for the 2 into the middle, and again he's got a nice angle in the 2 so he can actually come back for the 3, but he's left that high, so the cue ball's coming down into the middle of the table. Stubb finishes off the 9 ball, and we now have a tied game. 4 racks all. And this time, well, he's unlucky and he's got lucky. He's got no ball in the break, but he's left Gary B hooked on the 1. Now is he going to try the jump shot? Yes, he is. And again, oh, has he run too far? Let's have a look. Yes, he has. He's covered up the 2. Now, if that had just stopped a wee bit sooner, he would have had the shot in the 2. Now, is he looking for cover? He needs to watch he doesn't collide with that 5. If he's trying to thin the 2 ball. And he's clipped to 5. Well, difficult to say what Stubbs going to try. Play the 2 onto the 8 or billiard the cue ball onto the 5. It's anybody's guess. And he went the other way, took the bank in the 2. And again, the cue ball's a million miles away from the 3. And this is all about pace to get a shot in this 4. And it's going to be a combo, and he should just roll this dead weight to the 5 because he doesn't want that 4 bouncing off the end rail and going safe. And that's fine, but he's straight, and so the pace on this shot here has got to be accurate because he could end up hooking himself behind the 9. And that was very poor. Again, he's still got a cut shot on the 6, but he should never have been playing that 6 from there. But he cuts it in again. Let's have a look at the angle on this. This isn't dead easy, this shot. And it drops in. He hit it to the far jaw, which was the right thing to do, and let the weight of the ball just draw it into the pocket. So Stubb wins the match by 5 racks to 4 and goes through to the final tonight, where he's going to meet Larry. So let's have a final look at the bracket here. We've got Stubb winning the losers final. So 3rd place there, Gary, is going to win $170 and 4th place wins $125. So that's Dizzle. But let's look over at the more important side of the bracket, and we see Larry in the final, and the runner-up in this final will get $299 V. Is that 299 or 255? My eyes are so bad, it's 255, and the winner will get 505. So let's use the bracket and drop straight into the match. Remember, you can use this little icon here and that will take us straight into the room. And well, and this is where Stubbs paying the price for all his wins in the challenge rooms, because he's given 4 racks away to Larry, and there's no way he should be giving 4 racks away to Larry in this race to 7. And Larry's at the table. He's close to the rail, so he's going to have to play this with a bit of left English to kick the cue ball off the rail and get it down on the other side of this 8. Or is he going to follow through and get around the corner? Or does that 8 pass the 9? Yeah, it does. So Larry wins the first rack and he's straight into a 5-0 lead. So Stubb has all the work to do. He's left that short again, I think. I think he wanted that in the middle. Maybe not. But you can just roll. Well, I thought he could roll through. But he's playing these balls from a distance all the time. I don't like it. So all he could do there was play a safe. And this 4 ball's got good odds of going in. Larry's going to bank it off the side rail. And he should be on the 5 if he gets this. Well, he got it too full. And this is probably going to be a long 6 ball, because he's going to have to just roll the 5 in and keep the cue ball out there so he can see this 6. And probably just roll the 6 in dead weight as well to keep the cue ball on the right side here for the 7. Oh, that was lucky. It just dropped. Just at pocket pace it was going to go in. Well, Stubb gets his first rack on the board and gets the break as well. He needs to string a couple of racks together quickly to reduce this deficit. He gets the ball on the break. He's on the 1 ball. But no shot on the 2, although I think he's going for a bank, is he? Bank it up to the top right, and if he misses it there, it'll go down in past the 9. There you go. Not only that, he's broke out the 3. Now if he played that, that was a very well played shot. There's a nice angle there on the 5. Bring the cue ball up here for the 7 ball. this cue ball will come down past the 8, so we can take it into the same pocket and just leave it nice and simple on the 9. So now we've got Stubb on 2 and Larry on 5. And a dry break but a safe break. No shot on the 1 for Larry. He's trying to chip this from behind the 1 ball, or can he see an edge? Well, that won't matter, he's just playing the push out, sorry. And again, whoa, that was close. Stubb kicked at the 1, almost got it. And he could have played that better, but he's got lucky. He's cleared the balls and he's still got a shot in the 2. Again, just roll this in and stop the cue ball. And this 6 ball's going to get into the same pocket as the 5 by the looks of it. Larry's drawn it back, so he's going to finish over on the left rail. Or he just managed to play a soft draw. So again, a kind of semi-draw stun to the rail. And this looks a reasonably good position because he can just come back a couple inches for this 7. So Larry just about to roll the 9 ball in, and that'll take him to the hill, and he's leading by 6 racks to 2, so it's all or nothing now for Stubb. And a couple of balls go in. Oh, and he's finished perfect on the 1. Now, what's he going to do? Now, the obvious shot to me is just to cut the 1 in and let the cue ball take the normal path and run down, so he's got the 2 into the middle. But he's still going to have to do a wee bit with the cue ball just to make sure he doesn't block himself out here. And again, a nice angle in the 3, the natural path of the cue balls to come off the side rail from that first diamond and across to the other diamond, so he's got a straight 4. And that 6 ball goes past to 7 down into this bottom left, so no prizes for guessing what Larry's going to do here. He's just going to roll through, keep it simple. Again, a nice wee angle on the 6. He can just draw the cue ball and stop it, so he's got the 7. And I think he's finished straight on the 7, so he'll just roll through to the bottom rail. So Larry wins this week's Friday night 9-ball by 7 racks to 2, and Stubb took a pounding there with a handicap. And we'll see you again sometime.